Hey YouTube, Sergeant Savinelli. Broke out the deerstalker and the Sherlock Holmes pipe today. We'll get to why in a minute. I decided to stuff this thing with some Syrian Latakia today. Private stash that I've had for quite some time. Kind of hard to get a hold of these days, but nothing quite like it. Real good stuff. So, I've been up and running now with this channel for just over a full month. October 28th, I guess, was the first upload. Sometime around there. I think it was the 28th. And in that time, I've been amazed at the number of subscriptions that I've gained. So, my good friend Matches 860 and I talked about this quite extensively and at different intervals. I wanted to do a 100 sub giveaway, and then all of a sudden it was over 100 subs. So then I wanted to do a 200 sub giveaway, and then it was over 200 subs before I could even get around to turning the camera on. And this went on and on and on. So now we're up over the 400 mark, and I'm saying to myself, you know what? To hell with this numerical giveaway stuff. I figured it would be a really, really great idea to just have a contest. Have a nice contest and a giveaway. And I've chosen the Sherlock Holmes theme because my Sherlock Holmes tribute video, Elementary, My Dear Pipers, seemed to be very, very popular with a lot of you out there. I found out that there was an awful lot of Sherlock Holmes fans among my subscribers. And Holmes being so very near and dear to my heart, I figured what better contest subject matter than Sherlock Holmes. So, here's what we're going to do. I am going to give you a brief and very limited facts case rollout. All right? I'm going to outline a Sherlock Holmes case for you. All right, as some of you may or may not know, there were 56 short story cases that Sir Arthur Conan Doyle wrote on the Sherlock Holmes character. I've chosen one of those. I'm going to give you some brief, basic facts of the case. And then you're going to have to answer some questions. There's some rules at the end of this. So pay really, really close attention to what I'm about to tell you, because this is going to be the outline of it. And I want to see how many Holmes there are out there and how many Watsons there are out there. Okay? So without too much more into it, here are the basic facts of the case. Your job is to answer the questions that go with it. Simple enough? Here we go. So, the case in study today is going to be the case of a young boy who disappears from a very elite boarding school. One of the schoolmasters sets out on his bicycle to find the boy and ends up murdered for his troubles. That's it. That's what you get. In true Sherlock Holmes fashion, that's usually how they start out. Real simple, real plain, okay? So with that information, what I need from you is to answer the following 10 questions. Question number 1. What is the original full title of this case? Question number 2. What is the name of the murdered schoolmaster? Question number 3. Which brand of tire was on the murdered schoolmaster's bicycle? Question number 4. What was the unique characteristic of the tire tread on the murdered schoolmaster's bicycle. Question number 5. There was a second bicycle involved in this case. Whose was it? Question number 6. What was the unique characteristic of the tire tread of the second bicycle involved? Question number 7. Who murdered the schoolmaster? Question number 8. What is the missing boy's name? Question number 9. What happens to the murderer? And finally, question number 10. What is the single cinematic adaptation change from Conan Doyle's original story? There you have it. Facts of the case and the questions that you need to answer. Okay? Here are the rules. Contest submissions must be in VR form. I want a video. Okay? A video as if you are Sherlock Holmes presenting the evidence and the solution to this case to me. For this little exercise, I could be the bumbling Inspector Lestrade, or Lestrade, whichever version you prefer to take on for pronunciation. So that's rule number 1. It's got to be in VR form. Okay? All of the answers in your VR have to be accurate and complete. All right? There can't be any omissions. There can't be any shortcuts. Nothing. They're very specific questions. They have very specific answers. They have to be accurate and complete in true Holmes form. Rule number 3. You can use any and all resources available to you for research and investigation. Doesn't matter. You can use literary work. You can use cinematic work. You can do whatever. Anything that you need to do to find out the answers to these questions, you go right ahead and do it in true Holmes fashion. And we're going to put a deadline on the contest, obviously. This contest will end on Friday, December 15th. Okay? Gives you about a week to go ahead and put everything together. All right? How the winner will be decided. Very simple. No rocket science here, folks. The first VR with all of the correct answers to all of the questions to solve the case is the winner. And that will be determined by date and time of submission. All right? Pretty simple, pretty basic. Not too much headway there. So, by now, I'm sure somebody out there is saying, hey, Sarge, enough with the yapping. What do we win? Aha! Well, let me take a couple of puffs here. Oh, she done gone out. See, I was yapping too much. I keep you waiting long enough? Good. I'm sure as you were listening to my dissertation here and, the contest stuff, you're probably sitting there cursing me. I didn't make it easy. It's not impossible. I know because I know the answers. If I know the answers, you can know the answers. It's that simple. A little bit of deduction, a little bit of investigation. We'll see what kind of a Sherlock Holmes fan you really are. But I made it difficult because what the winner will get is none other than one of my coveted cans, unopened, still sealed in plastic, of the discontinued Kentucky Club that you may or may not have seen Matches and I do a review on. There aren't many of these left anywhere that I can imagine. I managed to lay my hands on a couple of them. I kept one for myself, and I decided, instead of selling this one, I'm going to put it out there to all of you, all right, to go ahead and compete against each other to win it, all right? So this is the prize, boys and girls. Kentucky Club There was an awful lot of rave reviews about our review, and a lot of people inquiring as to where they could get some. Well, here's your chance. All right. I figured this would be, time of the year being what it is, I figured this would be a perfect opportunity to go ahead and offer this up as a contest prize. All right. So don't forget, you got until December 15th for your VR submissions. Okay. I'm only accepting VR submissions on this contest, so I want to see video out there. And make sure that, you just drop me a line on the channel or whatever when your thing is up, because sometimes this YouTube thing lets you know that people did VRs, and sometimes I can't, so make sure that you drop something in there saying, hey, Sarge, look, I did a VR contest submission. Check it out. And I will do that. Okay, and then we'll tally up. And like I said, the first person that comes in with the correct answers to all of these that will solve the case, you got yourself a tub of Kentucky Club. All right, just in time for the holidays. So with that, I wish you all the best of luck in the contest. I hope it's worthy of the Sherlock Holmes legacy. I think it comes pretty close. I haven't seen something like this before, maybe because I really haven't looked into it, as much on YouTube. But I thought it would be a neat thing. All right, so. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to put your submissions in. I'm going to remind you. Keep going. Don't forget to put your submissions in. One more time. Don't forget to put your submissions in. All right, you only got 6.5 days. Thanks again for joining me, and I hope you guys have a great weekend. Good luck.